Hello everyone, welcome into the Tidewater Summer League YouTube channel. I'm Hayden Bandel. We just got started underway. AJ Zeke has thrown 2 pitches. Blake Herman grounded one to the third base side where Alex Gilisano was playing. He ended up making a bad throw. Benny Spady was unable to pick up the scoop, so Blake Herman is on first base. And then the first pitch swinging, Max Lucas hit a fly ball out to left, so there's one out. And now Luke Waters on a 1-0 pitch, hits one past the shortstop, Guzik, and into left field. So there are 2 men aboard with 1 out for Warren Bailey. Apologize for starting the game a bit late here today. Warren Bailey doing the DHing today for the Knights. Max Lucas flied out for the only out of the inning, and Warren Bailey fouls off the first pitch, 0-1. We apologize as well for not having So Warren Bailey swings at the 0-1 pitch. It's 0-2. And the 0-2 is popped up and foul ground. Over comes Oates for a look, and Gilisano, the third baseman, calls him off and makes the play and foul ground for the second out. So a good job there from Alex Gilisano, the starting third baseman today. Was going to start at second, but him and the other Alex Kowalski, ended up flip-flopping last minute. Score is 0-0 with Herman on on second, and Waters on first. I'll bring up Burton Hahn. First pitch from Zeke is hit out to left. In comes Goldson. And calling him off is Guzik. And he makes the catch. So AJ Zeke, a quick inning of work. 3 batters swing at the first pitch. Only 2 of them reach, though. We'll go to the bottom of the first here at Lakewood Park between the Greenbrier Knights and Suffolk Voyagers. Welcome back into the Tidewater Summer League YouTube channel. I'm Hayden Bandel. Thank you for joining us today. It is 0-0, and the first pitch thrown from Chad Andrazik is a ball, 1-0. Apologize for not having the score bug that we normally have on our broadcast not present, as Wilson takes a called strike. 1-1. The stream service that we typically use actually crashed today, as Wilson fouls off the offer from Andrazik. 1-2. Andrazik pitched in the last game for Greenbrier, which was against these Voyagers, where they had a miraculous ninth inning comeback. As Wilson lays off the pitch from Andrazik. Count runs even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And it's fouled off. The Knights kept the Voyagers scoreless for the first 8 innings. So they ended up scoring 5. As Wilson lines one out to right over there is Hahn. And he makes the catch. So that's the first out retired from Andrazik. Andrazik ended up getting the loss in that game against Suffolk back on July 19th. He allowed 5 runs, but none of them were earned. His first pitch to the lefty, Hilberger, is inside, 1-0. Hilberger has been shut down for the season defensively, so he's the extra hitter today for Suffolk in their 10-man lineup as he fouls off that pitch from Andrazik. 1-1. So after Hilberger, it'll be Phil Forbes, Benny Spady, Rylan Brown, Aiden Oates, Alex Kowalski, Ahmad Golton, Dawson Guzik, and Alex Gilisano. 1-1, and that's on the outside corner, and the count is now 1-2. These two teams are 1-1 in head-to-head play. And that one is popped up in the infield. Battling the sun a bit is Arnold, and he makes the catch. So 2 up and 2 down. Retired by Andrazik here in the bottom of the first in a scoreless ball game. With a victory today, the Knights will clinch the 3 seed in the PCL playoffs. The Voyagers are currently at the bottom, so if the standings hold, they will play each other the following Tuesday. Just about 5 days for the first round of the PCL playoffs. That one is outside to Forbes. 1-1. These two teams are going to play for the last time this season today, as that one is one hop past the second baseman, Perez, and into right field. For the first hit of the day for the Voyagers, Phil Forbes continues to just hit the baseball, one of the highest batting averages in the PCL this season. That'll bring up the big bopper, Benny Spady. Spady represented the Voyagers in the All-Star game last weekend in Edenton. Was one of 6 Suffolk players to be announced to the team, and he takes the first pitch from Andrazik outside, 1-0. Spady did not compete in the home run derby. He was on a trip in Louisiana where he ended up transferring and committing to Xavier University of Louisiana. Now he's up in the count, 2-0. Spady leads the team with 3 home runs. And he takes that pitch low from Andrzejczyk, and now it's 3-0. Not sure if Andrzejczyk is trying to pitch around Spady, who all of his 3 home runs have came in the last 2 games. But Ryland Brown is on deck. He's another home run threat. He actually was the home run derby finalist, ended up losing to Steamers catcher Jeremiah Boyd, and the 3-0 to Spady is a called strike, 3-1. We're just trying to feed off of that momentum from that last game and that last inning in particular. And Spady takes a big hack, and now after Andrzejczyk was down 3-0, the count is now full. With 2 outs and Philip Forbes on first base. He singled with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, scoreless here at Lakewood Park. Payoff pitch, Forbes is going, and it's popped up foul, out of play, and we'll do it again. This is the only game today at Lakewood Park. There are still 2 games throughout the league. Payoff pitch from Andrzejczyk, swing and a miss, strike 3, he got him. So Andrzejczyk strikes out Spady for the 3rd out of the bottom of the first. We're scoreless here at Lakewood Park, 0-0. Nick Arnold leading off the 2nd inning for the Greenbrier Knights against A.J. Zeke, and he takes the first pitch for a called strike, 0-1. This is the first start of the season for Zeke. He's been waiting a while to get that opportunity. Phil Forbes had him penned in as the starter the last couple of games for Suffolk, but they've all been rained out as that one is popped up into the shallow outfield grass, and the second baseman Kowalski makes the play for the first out. The right side umpire said that he just couldn't see the baseball. It is a sunny day here, partly cloudy in Norfolk, Virginia. That'll bring up the extra hitter, Tristan Hensley, and following him will be Corbin Mcleod. And Hensley swings at the first pitch from Zeke, 0-1. Voyagers have just been struggling to get their games in. As Hensley swings through that pitch, and now he's down in the count, 0-2. the schedule that they've been on recently, if you looked at it on paper, you would think that they were a football team. As Hensley lays off the 0-2 pitch. Count goes to 1-2. Their last 3 games have been July 5th, July 12th, July 19th. And Hensley hits a high fly ball to left. Back goes Goldson to the warning track. Out near the fence, and he makes the catch. So a long fly ball to retire Hensley for the second out here in the top of the second. Hensley gave that one a ride, but it was not enough to hit it over the 350 fence out in left field. In fact, all of Lakewood Park is 350 in the outfield. So I'll bring up the starting catcher, Corbin Mcleod. And he lays off the first pitch outside, 1-0. I asked Ryland Brown, who's DHing today for Suffolk, how it's been with the schedule of Suffolk as Mcleod swings through the 1-0 pitch. He said it has been tough just trying to get reps in and at-bats as we approach playoff time. As Mcleod leaves that one below the knees from Zeke. 2 balls and 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the second. Once again, we do not have the score bug as the streaming service that we typically use. Ended up shutting down today. We'll hope to get that back up and running for tomorrow. And Mcleod takes a called strike, and now the count is full. Here's the payoff pitch from Zeke to Mcleod. And that one's just low for ball 4, and Mcleod is aboard. And now Corbin Mcleod is going to get a courtesy runner. It's going to be Andrew Ramos, one of the Knights' pitchers. So that's the first time that Ramos is going to run the bases this season for Greenbrier, as Ronaldo Perez takes the first pitch upstairs, 1-0. So how about that? Andrew Ramos has not stepped in the box all season, but he's on first base. No one out there to coach him, and the 1-0 is laid off by Perez, 2-0. Mentioned in the previous half inning that there are 2 other games, as are slated for 7 p.m. today, with the Redbirds traveling to Edenton and the Sea Dogs headed to Tarboro as Perez swings through that pitch. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Two on offers. Ramos faked the steal, and it's upstairs to Perez, and now the count is 3-1. Dominic Proctor, the shortstop and 10-hole hitter of the Knights' 10-man lineup, is on deck. And that pitch is a called strike. Perez was already headed towards first base, even threw his bat towards the Knights' dugout, but now the count is full. Second consecutive full count drawn by a Greenbrier hitter. Ended up walking Mcleod, and he ends up walking Perez for ball 4. And the Knights dugout applauds Andrew Ramos, who was stealing on the 3-2 pitch with 2 down. And now 2 aboard here in the top of the second. I'll bring up the shortstop, Dominic Proctor. Zeke as a reliever in 9 innings. Walked 10 batters, and he's already walked 2 here in this inning after not walking anyone in the first. And the first pitch is inside to Dominic Proctor, 1-0. Proctor has done nothing but hit for the Knights this season. Even as Coach Chuck Slaughter puts him low in the order, he's hitting .353, so it's not a bad spot for your 10-hole, who flies one out towards right field. Back goes Forbes to the warning track, diving, and he can't make the play. It'll one-hop the fence. Ramos is in to score. Being waved around third is Perez. And into second base with a 2-out, 2 RBI double is Dominic Proctor. His second extra base hit of the season. And 5th and 6th runs batted in, and it puts the Knights up 2-0 here in the second. Back to the top of the lineup for Greenbrier. It's Blake Herman, who swung at the only pitch that he saw from Zeke, ended up rolling one to the third baseman, Gilisano. Ended up reaching. And he takes that first pitch from Zeke outside, 1-0. Good effort out in right field on that hit from Proctor on Forbes out and right. And that ball is taken low from Herman, and now the count is 2-0. Herman in the leadoff role. An on-base percentage of .409 this season for Greenbrier. Now up in the count, 2-0. And that one hits him. And he'll reach a first base for the second time in the last 2 innings. So this inning started with Zeke retiring the first 2 batters. Now Casey Hale is going to go out to talk with Zeke. He's led off by the 6 and 7 hole hitters. Arnold, who ended up popping out in shallow right field, and Hensley gave one a ride out to left that Goldson was able to track down. But ever since, a full count walk to McLeod, a full count walk to Perez. Dominic Proctor ended up driving them both in with the RBI double. Now Blake Herman is hit on the pitch, so runners on first and second. That's Proctor and Herman. With 2 outs in the top of the second, Greenbrier up 2-0, and the 2-hole hitter, Max Lucas, is up at the dish. Lucas has been the hitter of the week for Greenbrier the previous 2 weeks, and trying to keep things going here in the second inning. He's 0 for 1 today. He's got a 4-game hitting streak coming into the afternoon. And in those 4 games, he has 9 hits. 3 of them have been multi-hit games. And he takes that pitch up and away from Zeke, 1-0. Long hold here from Zeke, 1-0 to the lefty. And Lucas lays it outside, 2-0. Knights up 2-0, trying to clinch that 3 seed in the PCL, which means that they would be the home team here at Lakewood Park, with Edenton and Tarboro having clinched the 2 first-round buys. 2-0 pitch, and that's outside, and it's 3-0. So that's 6 straight balls thrown from Zeke. After the Proctor double and was down in the count on Herman, 2-0, ended up hitting him. Now the count's 3-0 on Lucas, and he hits one down to the first base side, waiting for it is Spady, and he'll retire this side, but not before 2 runs come in to score for Greenbrier, who take the lead here in the middle of the second, 2-0. Bottom of the second inning, Ryland Brown leading off. And Brown swings at the first pitch that he sees from Andrazik, 0-1. So we'll see if the home run derby has any effect on Ryland. Ended up losing to Steamers catcher Jeremiah Boyd. It was the second consecutive season that a Steamers catcher won the derby. Brown kind of snuck in as an underdog, ended up getting that number 1 seed in the second round after hitting 8 home runs in 1 minute and 30 seconds in the first. He ended up hitting 8 more in the second. Since he was the higher seed, he went second to Jeremiah Boyd in the finals. Boyd ended up putting 16 as Brown goes down swinging. Second consecutive strikeout from Andrazik for the first out here in the bottom of the second, and that'll bring up Aiden Oates, starting catcher today for Suffolk, and he will be that for the remainder of the season. As he takes a first pitch strike from Andrazik, 0-1. Tyler Gorbett, the Voyagers, is other catcher. He's no longer with the team as Oates hits one to third base. And over there is Nick Arnold. His throw is off the bag, and Oates is safe. The throw pulled Lucas off the bag. And Aiden Oates is going to get a courtesy runner. It's going to be Nick Cleghorn. the outfielder for Suffolk, to courtesy run with one down here in the bottom of the second. So back to Tyler Gorbett. He is no longer with Suffolk. He's already committed to UVA Wise. That's where the rookie will be playing his spring ball this upcoming season, as Andrzejczyk checks in on Cleghorn. I'll bring up Alex Kowalski. He takes the first pitch, strike, 0-1. Kowalski is the reigning PCL, not just Voyager, but the entire league hitter of the week. A 1 from Andrzejczyk, a called strike as Mcleod tries to throw behind Cleghorn at first. He dives back in safely, but now Kowalski down 0-2. Cleghorn has already been thrown out once by the pitcher Andrzejczyk, and the catcher Mcleod. That one's hit right back up the middle of the diamond. Andrzejczyk hits it down with his glove. His throw to first is in time for out number 2. So Andrzejczyk did a good job of blocking that ball with his glove and able to pounce on it from the floor to throw out Kowalski. As Nick Cleghorn moves over to second. And the left-handed Ahmad Goldson, the 8-hole hitter for the Voyagers, takes the first pitch in the dirt from Andrzejczyk, and over to third goes Cleghorn. This is the Greenbrier pitching staff over the last 2 games. The first 8 innings have been outstanding. Obviously, their last game against Suffolk, they held the Voyagers scoreless. And in the previous game, as Goldson takes a called strike, previous game against the River Bandits, they only allowed 1 hit through the first 8 innings. As Goldson swings through that pitch from Andrzejczyk. But the 9th inning has been a bit of a struggle lately. Two strikes on Goldson. Here's the pitch from Andrzejczyk. And it's fouled off. If Goldson can keep the inning going with 2 outs, Dawson Guzik would be next. Pitch from Andrzejczyk. And a good leave there from Goldson, and the count is 2-2. Two from Andrzejczyk. And that one's laid off from Goldson, and now the count is full. Andrzejczyk from the windup. And that one's inside for ball 4. Goldson draws the first walk for the Voyagers this afternoon. And it puts runners on the corners with 2 outs for Dawson Guzik. A big spot here for Guzik in the bottom of the second, with the Voyagers trailing 2-0. And he lays off the first pitch, 1-0. And there goes the runner from first. Guzik hits one out to left. Back goes Waters, and he makes the catch just in front of the fence. So the Voyagers leave two base runners stranded in the bottom of the second. We'll head to the third inning here from Lakewood Park with the Knights up 2-0. Start of the third inning here from Lakewood Park. And Luke Waters now down in the count, 0-0 after a first pitch breaking ball from Zeke. Count is 0-1. And Waters swings through that pitch from Zeke, and now he's down in the count, 0-2. Zeke retired the first two batters in the second inning before four Knights ended up reaching base consecutively to bring in 2 runs. The 0-2 pitch is laid off from Waters. A ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 from Zeke. And that one's laid off, and now the count is even. At 2 balls and 2 strikes, it's Waters, Bailey, and Hahn. 3, 4, 5 in the order, due up for Greenbrier. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and foul tipped, for strike 3. For the first strikeout of the afternoon, recorded by Zeke. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Warren Bailey. Bailey's 0 for 1 today. And he drills one out to left. Back goes Goldston, and that'll fall in front of him. And it'll roll to the wall. Bailey on his way to second, where he pulls in with a 1-out double here in the third. So that'll bring up Burton Hahn. And he swings through that first offer from Zeke, 0-1. Hahn has 6 hits in his last 5 games. He was hitless against the Voyagers when they last played. As he swings through that pitch from Zeke. Count is 0-2 on Hahn. After Zeke struck out Waters on a 2-2 pitch for his only strikeout of the afternoon thus far. Trying to get Hahn now, 0-2. And it's popped up in foul ground. Oates looking for it, gets turned around, and he won't come up with it. And Hahn has some more life. I'm trying to get another pitch streak started here today. He's 0 for 3 coming into the day against the Voyagers. And with his pop out in his last at bat, he's 0 for 4 on the season against Suffolk. So the count moves to 1-2. One out here in the top of the third. Greenbrier up 2-0. Can clinch the 3 seed with a victory today. That pitch is laid off from Hahn. And the count is again even. So Zeke was up on Waters 0-2, ended up going to 2-2 until Waters foul tipped the ball into the glove of Oates for the first strikeout. He was up 0-2 on Hahn. And again, the count is 2-2 with 1 out. And he swings and misses for strike 3. Second strikeout of the inning for Zeke. That'll bring up Nick Arnold. So after he hadn't struck out anyone in his first 2 innings of work, the only outs that he's recorded in this inning, Zeke has got on strikes. Zeke not a big strikeout guy as the first pitch is fouled back by Arnold, 0-1. In 9 innings as a reliever, he struck out 9 batters. A 1 is laid off on the breaking ball. Count goes to 1-1. If Arnold can keep the inning going, the extra hitter Hensley would come up next. 1-1, and that one hits Arnold on the shoulder. At least that's what the home plate umpire said. Arnold didn't agree with the call. He wanted to stay up there and hit. He now jogs over to first. So that will bring up Tristan Hensley with 2 out and 2 on here in the top of the 3rd inning. And he takes the first pitch strike from Zeke, 0-1. This is the second time that Zeke is pitching against Greenbrier. He went 2 2/3 scoreless innings. As that pitch is fouled straight back from Hensley, 0-2. Count is 0-2 here on Hensley. Zeke already has 2 strikeouts in the inning. 0-2 swing and a miss for strike 3. Third strikeout of the inning for Zeke. He leaves 2 base runners stranded in the third, with the Voyagers still trailing 2-0. Ten, 1-2 due up in the Suffolk lineup here in the home half of the third, and Alex Gilisano swings through that first pitch that he sees from Mandrazik. 0-1. Gilisano, Wilson, and then Hilberger. And those 3 spots. 0-1 delivery, misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Gilisano leaves that pitch inside. 2 balls and a strike now. And that ball misses from Mandrazik, and now it counts 3-1. Gilisano has only drawn 3 walks in his 24 plate appearances. Now up in the count, 3-1. He chops one over towards the left side, past the third baseman, but the shortstop Proctor is there to back him up. But his throw is not in time, so it's an infield single for Alex Gilisano to get the Voyagers started here in the third. Back to the top of the lineup for Suffolk. E.K. Wilson is 0 for 1 today. And first pitch swinging, fly ball towards the left side. In comes Waters, and he slides and makes the catch in fair ground. And he actually dropped the ball at the end, and so everyone is safe. Ball landed in fair territory. Looked like Waters had it for a second, but he indeed did not, so it'll be a base hit for Wilson. That's 2 straight hits for the Voyagers, and we'll see if Caden Hilberger is asked to bunt. We know Suffolk likes to play a lot of small balls, so we'll see if Phil Forbes Sr. wants to put the tying runs in scoring position in the home half of the third. Hilberger swings away, hits one towards the first baseman, Lucas. He'll step on first, and that'll be the only out that he gets. So Hilberger does the effect of a bunt, moves the runners over for the first out. So that'll bring up Philip Forbes. Forbes hitting .485 on the year, which leads every Voyager. And first pitch swinging, he fouls it towards the left side, 0-1. Forbes just has 1 RBI on the season. Trying to double that total right here to try and even up this ball game, trailing by 2 runs with 2 in scoring position. A 1 delivery, and that one's pushed towards the right side, and it's 0-2. So Andrejczyk could really use a strikeout here on Forbes. Up in the count, 0-2. Forbes is not a big strikeout customer, though, just 4 times in 43 plate appearances. 0-2 pitch, and he puts one foul yet again. So Forbes has seen 3 pitches in this at-bat from Andrejczyk. He's fouled all of them off. Just trying to put one in play here. Andrejczyk from the windup, 0-2. And again, Forbes fouls it off. Benny Spady is on deck for Suffolk. (0-2) and swing and a miss for strike 3. He got him. Big strikeout there from Andrejczyk for the second out here in the third. It's just the 5th time all season that Forbes has struck out. And boy, did Andrejczyk need that. So that'll bring up Spady. Spady was the first strikeout victim, 1 of 3 for Andrejczyk. And he swings at the first pitch and pops it up in foul ground. Over comes Arnold. That'll go out of play. Spady swinging a hot bat lately, and again, he fouls one out of play. 2 extra base hits in his last 2 games, but for the second consecutive batter, Andrejczyk is ahead 0-2. Struck out Spady on a 3-2 pitch in his last at-bat. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. Back-to-back strikeouts for Andrejczyk. It's the second time that he's gotten Spady. And that leaves 2 runners stranded in scoring position for Suffolk, who trail at the end of 3, 2-0. Corbin Mcleod leading off here for the Knights. Up 2-0 to start the fourth inning. And first pitch hits one towards the left side. Overcomes Gilisano, and he makes a play. So one pitch and one out here in the fourth inning for A.J. Zeke. A nice play from Gilisano, the third baseman, moving to his left side to throw out Mcleod. I'll bring up Ronaldo Perez, who walked in his only plate appearance. If you're trying to follow this game on Game Changer, there are also technical difficulties on that as well. So hopefully that will be up later tonight. Seems to be the tale of the tale today. As the 0-1's laid off from Perez. And Perez fouls that one back. One ball and two strikes. Zeke struck out three batters in the third. Looking for his first here in the fourth, and he got him looking for strike three. Fourth strikeout of the afternoon for Zeke, as he gets Perez looking for the second out here in the fourth. It's the second time in his first 4 innings that Zeke has retired the first two batters of an inning. However, the only other time that he did it back in the second, Greenbrier ended up still scoring 2 runs as Dominic Proctor takes the first pitch breaking ball for a called strike, 0-1. Proctor knocked in those 2 runs in the second with a double, and he hits one towards the left side. Waiting for it is Guzik. His throw to first is offline, but Spady does a good job to come off the bag and place the tag on Proctor. It's a 1-2-3 inning for A.J. Zeke as we head to the middle of the fourth here at Lakewood Park. Greenbrier up 2-0. Welcome back into the Tidewater Summer League YouTube channel. Chad Andrazik back out there for his 4th inning of work. And the first pitch that he throws in the fourth is swung through and missed from Ryland Brown, 0-1. Brown struck out on 3 pitches in his last at-bat, and again, he's down in the count, 0-2. And Andrzejczyk already has 4 strikeouts, 2 of them coming on the last 2 batters. 0-2 pitch, and that one's rolled over towards the left side. Proctor uses the backhand, and his throw to first is in time. So Andrzejczyk gets Brown again on 3 pitches. This time he rolls one to Proctor. As not sure who it was, someone from Greenbrier was yelling at Max Lucas, the starting first baseman today for the Knights, as to what to do as a first baseman. And Chad Andrzejczyk yelled that it's okay, he's new to baseball. As the first pitch to Oates is a called strike. Max getting his first start over at first base, as that one is lined down the right field line. That'll fall fair, and it'll roll all the way into the outfield grass. That'll be for extra bases. Oates is rounding second and going to third. And he'll stand up into third base with a 1-out triple. Aiden Oates, the catcher, puts one where Burton Hahn had to run a while just to track down the baseball. And that will come to the dugout as Nick Cleghorn will courtesy run for him. It's the second triple of the season for Oates, his 5th extra base hit. That'll bring up Alex Kowalski. So see what Andrzejczyk can do here. He had runners on second and third in the last inning with 1 out, and ended up striking out the next 2 batters. Could use a strikeout here against Kowalski. He throws a strike. And breaking ball, Kowalski went around. And now he's down with 2 strikes. So Andrzejczyk was able to strike out Forbes in the last inning when he needed to. You know, Phil Forbes only struck out 4 times coming into the day this season. Kowalski in 20 plate appearances coming into the day has struck out 8 times, and he lays off that pitch from Andrzejczyk. At his best game of the season. The last time these 2 teams played, which was the last game for each of them, as he lays off that pitch, and now the count is full. Big pitch here from Andrzejczyk, and he struck him out. Big strikeout for Chad Andrzejczyk for the 2nd out here in the 4th. It's the 5th strikeout recorded by Andrzejczyk, and it'll bring up Ahmad Goldson. Goldson drew a walk on a 3-2 pitch in his only plate appearance today, and he fouls off the first pitch as it gets stuck in the fencing. As Dawson Guzik, the on-deck batter, will retrieve the ball. A 1 to the lefty. And that one is left low. One offer. And that one gets by Mcleod and to the backstop. And here comes Cleghorn to score the first run of the afternoon for the Voyagers. It cuts the lead in half. as it's now 2-1. So it counts now 2-1 on Goldson. And he slaps one towards the right side. Proctor moves to his left and fires across the diamond in time, but not before a run comes in to score for the Voyagers, who now trail 2-1 at the end of 4. Start of the 5th inning here at Lakewood Park, and top of the lineup due up for Greenbrier. First pitch swinging from Herman, and it's a fly ball to right where Philip Forbes is under it for the first out. So that's not the job that Herman wants to do as the leadoff hitter. He's already put the first pitch into play 2 out of his first 3 at bats. Leadoff, you want to try and see all the pitches so that you can relay the information to the following batters. It's Max Lucas now up in the count, 1-0. As he swings through that pitch from Zeke, evens up the count, a ball and a strike. Lucas is 0 for 2 today. He swung at a 3-0 pitch and ended up rolling the ball to first base. This game has turned into a bit of a pitcher's duel between 2 pitchers who haven't started a game all season, as Lucas gets jammed on the inside pitch. Another 3U unassisted in the scorebook under the name of Lucas, and there are 2 outs. A little jam shot there. The inside pitch to get Lucas to the ground out again to the first baseman. I'll bring up Luke Waters. He's 1 for 2 today, and he takes the first pitch strike, 0-1. There's some action in the Greenbrier bullpen. And Chad Andrzejczyk also has his shirt off in the Knights dugout. I think he's putting it back on, though. See if he comes out for the 5th inning. He is in line for the win right now as Waters takes that pitch inside. Counts 2-1. You need 5 innings as a starter in order to get the win, as Zeke wants a new baseball. And Waters swings through the 2-1 pitch, and the count's even, 2-2. Zeke has retired his last 6 batters, looking for his second consecutive 1-2-3 inning. 2-2 pitch. Just fouled off by Waters and pops out of the glove of Oates. Oates was able to squeeze the foul tip last time to get Waters on strikes. Just unable to do it there. Into the 2-2 again from number 22. That one's in the dirt and away, and now the count runs full. Waters has 7 extra base hits this season for the Knights. 3-2 pitch is whacked out to left. That'll fall down the left field line. Base hit, and rounding first and going to second is Luke Waters. It's his now 8th extra base hit of the season, his 6th double. And it puts a runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Burton Hahn. Warren Bailey. Hahn was walking up to the batter's box just to retrieve the bat of Waters. So we'll bring up Warren Bailey, who also doubled in his previous plate appearance. Ended up getting stranded on second, though, trying to bring in Waters with 2 outs, and he fouls off the first pitch off of the hand of the home plate umpire, but he says that he's ready. Counts 0-1 on Bailey. And the 0-1 breaking ball is swung through, and again, 0-2. Trying to leave Waters stranded in scoring position after he doubled with 2 outs. 0-2 from Zeke. Struck him out. A.J. Zeke leaves a runner stranded in scoring position. And we're halfway through here at Lakewood Park. It's Greenbrier 2, Suffolk 1. Wesley Overton is the first man out of the bullpen for Greenbrier. And his first pitch is low and away for ball one. And the 1-0 is just above the letters of Dawson Guzik. Count goes to 2-0. Overton has struggled this season in 4 innings of work. He's allowed 8 earned runs. 1-1 pitch is outside. 2-1 on Guzik. Or 3-0. So Overton has doubled his run production, as Guzik wasn't sure if that was ball 4 or not, but it is. He walks on 4 pitches. I'll bring up Alex Gilisano. So Overton has doubled his run production in his innings of work. But pitching in a big spot here with Greenbrier up by 1 run, 2-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. If the Knights win this game, they will clinch the 3 seed, meaning that they will host whoever is the 6 seed, which right now is Suffolk, here at Lakewood Park in the first round of the PCL playoffs. As Alex Gilisano fouls off the first pitch he sees from Overton, 0-1. Kyle Andrzejczyk is warming up, the brother of the starting pitcher, Chad, in the Knights bullpen. Gilisano led off the second inning with an infield single in his only at bat, and now he shows bunt. He gets it down. Overton's only play will be the first. He bobbles it, and everyone is safe. Overton just couldn't pick up the ball on his first jab at it, and it cost Greenbrier an out that Suffolk was giving them. So a walk and then a bunt that Overton is unable to field cleanly. Puts runners on first and second with nobody out. And back to the top of the Voyager lineup. BK Wilson's 1 for 2 today. He's singled in his last at bat, and now he shows bunt, and he leaves it inside. You know the Voyagers love to play small ball. Max Lucas, the first baseman, playing in on the corners, as is Nick Arnold, the third baseman. Count is 1-0 on Wilson. The Voyagers trailing 2-1. Wilson now swinging, and he pops it up in the infield. Infield fly is in play, so Wilson is out for out number 1. That'll bring up the lefty, Caden Hillberger, who's 0 for 2 today. Lucas is still in at first, as is Arnold, and Hillberger shows bunt, and he puts it down the third base line. Arnold charging, throw to first is in time. Good job from Ronaldo Perez, the second baseman, to cover. And an interesting decision from Suffolk, because now there are 2 outs, but it is Philip Forbes, the best hitter for the Voyagers this season. He's 1 for 2 today with a single. He does only have 1 RBI in the season, though, with his 16 and now 17 hits. And first pitch swinging, he rolls one up the middle, and going to his left is Proctor. Throw to first, it gets by Lucas, and the Voyagers take the lead. So it'll be an error on Dominic Proctor that allows 2 runs to score for the Voyagers. to take the first lead of the afternoon. Lucas is not a first baseman whatsoever. A ball that could have probably been scooped up. And that first pitch hits Spady, and he'll walk over to first. So I'll bring up Rylan Brown, who went 0 for 2 against Chad Andrazik, struck out on 3 pitches, grounded out on 3 pitches as well. Now, first offer from Overton, he swings through the fastball, 0-1. Brown can keep things going. Aiden Oates would be next. A 1, that one hop for Proctor, and he dives and can't come up with it. Being waved around third is Forbes, and the throw is too high for McLeod. It'll roll to the backstop, and over to second goes Rylan Brown with a 2-out RBI single. Time is called for by Brown as he'll give his equipment to his first base coach, Phil Forbes the fourth. It's an RBI for Brown. Spady stands on third, and Brown on second with 2 outs for Aiden Oates. Oates is 2 for 2 today. He's tripled and singled. First pitch that he sees from Overton is in the dirt and gets by McLeod, and here comes Spady to score the 4th run of the inning. So Suffolk now up 5-2. With 2 outs and a 1-0 count on Oates. And takes a 1-0 for a fastball. 1-1. Brown on third. And that one is hit to the first baseman, Lucas. He'll take it himself. And the side is retired, but not before 4 runs come in to score for the Voyagers, who take the lead at the end of 5. They're up 5-2. of the sixth inning. Voyagers now ahead 5-2. And Caleb Bilal's first pitch out of the bullpen is fouled off by Burton Hahn. 0-1. So that puts AJ Zeke in line for the win after Suffolk was able to scratch off 4 runs in the fifth. He went 4 innings and allowed 2 runs. That pitch is inside to Hahn. Evens up the count, 1-1. It's the first time that Bilal is coming out of the bullpen for Suffolk. He started every game for them since being acquired from Virginia Beach, as that pitch has popped up out of play. Count goes to 1-2. Bilal was able to start 3 consecutive games because of that football-like schedule that I mentioned earlier. It's his first time out of the pen for Suffolk. He didn't start for Virginia Beach, as again Hahn fouls it off. One and two the count. And 1-2 is yanked to left, but right where Goldson was standing, but it was in front of him. So it's a base hit for Burton Hahn, and that gets him a base hit, the first of the day, and he'll try and start another hit streak. And Andrew Ramos is getting the equipment of Hahn. I thought he was going out to courtesy run for him, but I knew that that wouldn't quite make sense. Hahn starting in right field today. I'll bring up Nick Arnold. He's 0 for 1. He got hit by a pitch in his previous at-bat. Bilal as a reliever for Virginia Beach. He made 6 outings, went 6 innings and 2/3, where he allowed 4 earned runs. And that one is lined to left in front of Goldson. And back-to-back hits to get the 6th inning started for Greenbrier. So that'll bring up Tristan Hensley. And he swings at the first pitch and hits it out to center. Tagging at second is Hahn, but he'll think better of it as B.K. Wilson makes the catch and gets it in quickly to retire Hensley for the first out of the 6th. So the Knights have swung at the last 3 pitches thrown from Bilal. We'll bring up Corbin Mcleod. McLeod swung on the first pitch of his last at-bat, ended up grounding out to third. And he takes this first pitch for a called strike, 0-1. Cloud just 1 run batted in on the year. Definitely more of a defensive catcher, but he lines one in front of Goldson for the 3rd hit of the inning, and it'll load the bases. 5th hit of the season for McLeod. And now Andrew Ramos is going to courtesy run for the catcher. So the corners are going to come in for Suffolk, with the middle infielders ready to turn 2. with Ronaldo Perez. He's 0 for 1 today. He struck out and walked. And the first pitch that he sees from Bilal is hit towards the side, and the Guzik will go to second. Kowalski will hold it there, so a run comes in to score. And there are now 2 outs. It's now 5-3. And Dominic Proctor steps into the box. A lot of first pitch swinging this inning for Greenbrier. And Proctor calls time before Bilal delivers. Proctor knocked in the first 2 runs for Greenbrier with a 2-out, 2 RBI double in the second inning. Looking for more here. And there goes Ronaldo Perez taking off for second. And now there are 2 runners in scoring position for Proctor. Proctor came into the day with 4 RBI. He's already got 2 today and 2 ducks on the pond with 2 outs. That pitch is up high. One ball on Proctor. And Bilal misses low. Runners on second and third for Greenbrier. We trail 5-3. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch from Bilal. And it's taken for a called strike. Bilal trying to keep those runners stranded in scoring position with 2 outs. And that pitch hits Proctor on the elbow, and it'll load the bases again. So Arnold's on third, Perez on second, and Proctor now on first. Top of the lineup for Greenbrier. Already a run has come in to score this inning. They trail 5-3 in the top of the 6th. Blake Herman is 0 for 2 today. He's swung on the first 2 pitches that he's seen. And he swings again on the first pitch and hits it into left field. 1 run will score. Being waved around third is Perez, and he'll score to tie the game.
All right.
It's a 2-out, 2 RBI game-tying double for Blake Herman to tie it up at 5. The second double of the season for Herman. And he now has 6 RBIs on the year. And Max Lucas hits one up the middle. That'll go into center field. And the Knights will take the lead. Herman comes in to score. Now Lucas over to second, and he slides in safely. Max Lucas keeps the train going with a slap into center field that gives the Knights the lead 8-6. All of this with 2 outs. Bilal trying to shut the door here now. There's a called strike on Waters, 0-1. Score is 7-5. And that one is hit towards the shortstop, Guzik, who charges and makes the play. But not before 5 runs come in to score for the Knights, who regain the lead 7-5 as we head to the middle of the 6th with Kyle Andrazik set to pitch. So Kyle Andrazik pitching the 7th inning for Greenbrier, and his first pitch is a curveball that falls in for a strike, 0-1. So now Wesley Overton is in line for the win after going 1 inning and allowing 4 runs as Kowalski pops up the pitch into shallow left. Proctor moves over and comes up with it for the first out. So that'll bring up Ahmad Goldson. Knights were able to storm back to take the lead after they were up 2-0 for the first 4 innings of the game. First 3 innings of the game. Suffolk ended up scoring 5 unanswered runs in the last 2 innings to give them a 5-2 lead. But Greenbrier ended up tacking on 5 runs of their own to put them back up by 2. 1-0 on Goldson, and he fouls it off, 1-1. One from Andrazik, and the curveball falls in for a strike. One-two pitch. That's in the dirt. Andrazik was on the mound as the 2-2 is up high when the Voyagers were able to take the lead. Those runs were credited to his brother Chad in that last game where Suffolk scored 5 runs in the 9th. And Drazik got Suffolk down to their final strike, but just couldn't put them away. As that pitch hits the foot of the home plate umpire, it's ball 4. Sean Aronson, the catcher, doesn't know where the ball is. Ahmad Goldson is going to second. The Voyagers are telling him to keep going. There's some chattering going on between the two sides. It's been a bit chippy between these two teams. The umpires take charge and control of the game. So it's a walk to Goldson now. Sean Aronson's going to go out to talk to Kyle Andrazik. Goldson ended up taking second. Got real chippy in that 9th inning as Suffolk started to climb back in. This could be a potential playoff matchup in the first round if things hold up. That ball is outside to Dawson Guzik, 1-0. It's the final meeting of the season between the two teams, with each team taking one of the games. There goes Goldson, throw down from Aronson, and it's not in time, and Goldson steals the bag. A great jump there from Goldson to move him over to third with 1 out. Just the second stolen base of the season for Goldson, and now Guzik flies one foul down the left field side. One ball and 2 strikes on Guzik. And he lays off the pitch in the dirt from Andrazik. Guzik is 0 for 1 with a walk. Came in to score in the last inning. Long hold from Andrazik. As he gets the signs from Aronson from the windup. And the breaking ball slipped out of his hands early. And now the count is full. And swing and a miss for strike 3 for the second out. And the ball gets by Andrazik, and Goldson wasn't watching. Now time is called as a home plate umpire brushes off the plate. They'll bring up Alex Gilisano. Voyagers are making Andrazik work. The last 2 batters have each drawn full counts. Goldson ended up walking. Guzik struck out. Alex Gilisano has an infield single, and then he had that bunt in his last at-bat that Overton was unable to field cleanly as he takes a first pitch strike. 0-1. So he ended up reaching again. He hasn't hit the ball out of the infield. As that ball gets through Aronson, and this time Goldson will slide in to score the first run of the inning for Suffolk. They've now scored in each of the last 3 innings. And the score is now 7-6 Greenbrier. So Ahmad Goldson's second stolen base of the season ends up paying off as he's able to come on in to score on the pass ball. And the 1-1 to Gilisano is inside. So 2 outs, nobody on for Suffolk. And Gilisano nubs one towards the right side. Andrazik will take it himself. And a close play there. Andrazik kind of waited for Gilisano to get there. But the first base umpire called him out, so that'll retire the side. A run does come home for Suffolk, who trails 7-6 at the end of 6. Start of the 7th inning here from Lakewood Park. The Knights up 7-6. First pitch swinging. Warren Bailey chops one towards the left side. Going to be a tough play. Gilisano on the move for the first out. What a play from Alex Gilisano to charge in on that ball and fire across the first to get Bailey for the first out in the 7th. So Bilal has now gone through the order for the Knights in their 10-man lineup, and 5 of the Knights hitters have swung at the first pitch and put it into play, and Burton Hahn does the same thing. Easier play for Gilisano, and it's a close play as he had trouble getting it out of his glove, but it's the second 5-3 put out in your scorecard. 2 pitches in the inning for Bilal, and there are 2 outs. So after the Knights were able to put up 5 runs in the last inning against Bilal in his first inning of relief, he's been able to get the first 2 batters on 2 pitches as Nick Arnold takes the first pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Maud Goldson is doing his pre-bullpen stretching right now for Suffolk. That pitch misses low from Bilal. Arnold's 1 for 2 today. He singled and got hit by a pitch, and now he's up in the count, 3-0. So after Bilal was able to get the first 2 hitters of the inning on 2 pitches, he's been unable to throw a strike to Arnold as he fouls off the 3-0 pitch. Count is 3 balls and 1 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Greenbrier up by a run, 7-6, and the 3-1 pitch is at the knees of Arnold, and the count is full. Nick Cleghorn is out in left field now for Suffolk, with Goldson getting ready to throw whenever Bilal comes out. And that one's hit for Gilisano. Another play for him, and his throw is in time. Alex Gilisano with 3 putouts in the inning It's stretch time here at Lakewood Park with the Knights up 7-6. Kellen Davis, the all-star relief pitcher, right-hander, out of the bullpen. He's the fourth man to take the ball for Suffolk, and his first pitch is up and away, 1-0. Top of the order for Suffolk, leading off the home half of the seventh, who trail by a run. Score is 7-6 as number 7 fouls off a 1-0 pitch. Wilson's 1 for 3 today. One from Davis, and that one's chopped towards the right side. First baseman Lucas tries to place the tag, and Wilson is called out. He ran past the bag, and I don't think he ever touched it. So Ronaldo Perez ended up getting the ball and stepping on first for the first out. So that's 1 out, and that'll bring up Caden Hilberger. And he takes a first pitch strike from Davis, 0-1. It's the fourth relief outing of the season for Davis as Hilberger skies one out to left center, and calling for it is Tristan Hensley for the second out. And first pitch breaking ball to Forbes, brushes him off the plate, 1-0. No from Davis. And breaking ball in at the knees evens up the count, 1-1. 1-1 pitch and same spot. Now it's 1-2. 1-2 from Davis to Forbes. And just able to foul it off. Forbes has already struck out once today, which is a rarity in and of itself. It's just the 5th time that he struck out this season. Now down in the count, 1-2. And the offer from Davis is fouled off again from Forbes, putting together a good AB. One, two from Davis, and it's in the dirt. So after Davis was able to retire the first 2 batters on 5 pitches, Forbes making him work a bit extra, and he skies one out to right. Over comes Hahn, and he is able to make the catch. Burton Hahn continues to show his range out in right field. It's the 3rd out of the inning. We've played 7 here at Lakewood Park. It's Greenbrier 7, Suffolk 6. Top of the 8th inning, Greenbrier up 7-6. As Tristan Hensley of the night steps into the box and takes the first pitch upstairs from Ahmad Goldson. 1-0. Goldson, the second pitcher out of the bullpen for Suffolk. He started the game in left field. Hensley's 0 for 3 today. And now swings at a 1-0 fastball, 1-1. It's the 4th relief outing for Goldson. And his previous 3, he's been spectacular. 1-1. Swung through from Hensley, 1-2. He's gone 4 innings and 1/3 in those 3 outings. where he's only allowed one hit. Now trying to strike out Hensley here. Up in the count 1-2. Pitch from the lefty. And it's just fouled off and out of the glove of Oates, so we'll do it again. He hasn't allowed a single run this season. He has walked 3 batters, but he struck out 10. And on verge of his 11th strikeout of the season. Up in the count 1-2 on Hensley. He's already struck out once today. 1-2, swing and a miss for strike 3. And there's the first strikeout for Goldson on the first batter that he sees. As Tristan Hensley gives some words of advice to the on-deck batter, and now current hitter, Corbin Mcleod. Cloud's 1 for 2. A single and a walk. He's also scored a run. First pitch that he sees from Goldson is below the knees. One ball and no strikes. One 0 is fouled back by Mcleod. A ball and a strike. It's the first time this season that Goldson is pitching against Greenbrier. He's pitched against the 3 other teams that call Lakewood Park his home. Against Virginia Beach once and Norfolk twice. 1-1. 2-1 the count. A new structure defensively of the Diamond. Jacob Lopez is in for Benny Spady at first base. And Ryan Brown is in for Philip Forbes in right field. As Mcleod swings to the fastball. And the count's even, 2-2. Sean Arrington is on deck for Greenbrier. He's yet to hit today. He did come to the game defensively in the 6th to catch. Corbin Mcleod takes the pitch low, and the count runs full. Bolton struck out his only batter today. Has 2 strikes on Mcleod. Here's the payoff pitch. And it's rolled over to Gilisano. Another play and another throw out for Alex Gilisano as Jacob Lopez has trouble throwing the ball around the diamond. So the last 6 batters for Greenbrier have all been retired. Sean Aronson will have his first plate appearance today. And 4 out of the last 5 of them have all grounded out to Gilisano at third. So he's been busy over there today. First pitch of the game was hit to him at third base. He ended up having an error, but he's been in charge the rest of the way through. And the 1-0 to Aronson is outside, 2-0. Suffolk pitchers have retired the last 6 batters, and now Goldson falls behind Aronson, 3-0. Dominic Proctor is on deck if Aronson were to reach. 3-0 offer. That one's fired in for a strike. Bolton a big walk, but also a big strikeout guy. 3-1 offer. And that's above the head of Aronson for ball 4. And the Knights have a 2-out base runner. Ronaldo Perez is going to courtesy run for Sean Aronson. Aronson was hitting in the spot of Perez in that 9-hole. As the 10-hole hitter Dominic Proctor comes into the box. Two outs. Greenbrier up by a run, 7-6 in the top of the 8th as Goldson checks in on Perez. And time is called before a pitch is thrown from Goldson. Perez on first. He's yet to attempt to steal a base this season. And the first pitch from the stretch from Goldson is looped. And it's caught by Alex Kowalski for the 3rd out. So we'll go to the middle of the 8th inning here from Lakewood Park with the Knights up on the Voyagers 7-6. Jacob Lopez getting his first at-bat today after he came into the game defensively for Benny Spady. And the first pitch that he sees is a breaking ball for a called strike, 0-1. And Lopez swings at that pitch up and away from Davis, who's now up in the count, 0-2. 0-2 breaking ball just outside. Davis in his first 3 outings as a reliever. As the 1-2 is swung and missed for strike 3. 4 up and 4 down for Davis. That'll bring up Rylan Brown. So in Davis's first 3 outings as a reliever, he's gone 3 innings. In 2 of them, there's someone warming up in the Greenbrier dugout. It looks like Andrew Ramos, but not sure if Chuck Slaughter wants to use him today, but he very well might want to. Greenbrier looks to clinch the 3 seed in the PCL. 0-1 to Brown, swing and a miss, and now he's down in the count, 0-2. Brown's 1 for 3 today with an RBI single in his last at-bat. Now down in the count, 0-2. Hitting in the 5-hole today. 1-2 pitch. And it's just upstairs. Evens up, puts the count at 1-2. I asked Brown about how good he was as a hitter, but him not being so high up in the lineup, he just said that as long as he's getting his at-bats and helping the team out, none of that matters to him. 2-2 from Davis, and the breaking ball got him. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kellen Davis, and there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Aiden Oates is 2 for 3 today. He singled and tripled. Oates takes the first pitch inside from Davis, 1-0. Oates has had a 3-hit game this season that came against the River Bandits, where he went 3 for 4 back on July 2nd. As he fouls off the 1-0. One-one, and the breaking ball just misses from Davis. 2-1 the count. Aronson sets up away. The 2-1 misses low, and now it's 3-1. Oates has only walked 4 times this season in his 37 plate appearances. But up in the count, 3-1. Here's the offer from Davis. And the breaking ball is in there at the corner, and now the count is full. Davis trying to stay perfect. Here's the payoff pitch to Oates, and it's fouled straight back. Coming right at you at home. So we'll do it again. If Oates can keep the inning going, Alex Kowalski would be next. Three-two from Davis. Just low for ball 4. And the Voyagers have their first base runner against Kellen Davis, as Ahmad Goldson is going to courtesy run for his catcher to represent the tying run. Goldson stole a base after he reached on a walk in his last at-bat. I'll bring up Alex Kowalski. He was the hero when these two teams last played. Takes the first pitch low from Davis, 1-0. Coming into that game, he just had 1 hit on the year. He ended up going 3 for 4, 2 doubles. And he had a 2-out, 2-strike go-ahead double in the top of the 9th that put the Voyagers up 5-4. A big spot here with the tying run on first base. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning from Lakewood Park. It's tonight's 7. And there goes Goldson. Throw down from Aronson on the pitch out. Is not in time. So Goldson, who just had 1 stolen base all season, has 2 here today. One of them, that one is a courtesy runner. And it puts the tying run in scoring position with 2 outs. Middle infielders keeping Goldson close at second as the breaking ball just misses. It's a 4-pitch walk. Back-to-back walks from Davis and Aronson, along with Dominic Proctor, the shortstop. We'll have a talk with Davis as Nick Cleghorn is going to make his first plate appearance of the day. Cleghorn's hitting .318 on the year for Suffolk. He's been productive when he's been playing, and he takes the first pitch up and away from Davis, 1-0. So Davis retired the first 5 batters he faced, but has walked the last 2. And the 1-0 to Cleghorn is fired in for a strike, 1-1. Cleghorn drew 2 walks the last time these two teams played. He's 1 for 4 against them on the season. 2-1 the count on Cleghorn. And he swings at that pitch from Davis, and he's a strike away from getting out of this. Cleghorn has 4 runs batted in on the year. 2-2 from Davis. There goes the runners, and swing and a miss for strike 3. Kellen Davis strikes out 3 batters in the inning, leaves the tying run stranded in scoring position as we head to the 9th inning here from Lakewood Park with the Knights up 7-6. Philip Forbes into relief for the Voyagers in the 9th inning, facing the top of the Greenbrier lineup. Blake Herman swings and misses at the first pitch thrown from Forbes, 0-1. The 4th time in his 5 at-bats that Herman has swung at the first pitch. The first time that he didn't put it in play. So he leaves the 0-1 inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1 is flied out to right. Brown waits for it to come down, and there's one out. So that'll bring up Max Lucas. Andrew Ramos is coming out of the bullpen. He'll be on in the 9th to get the save for Greenbrier, who's up by 1. As we currently stand with 1 out in the top of the 9th, Max Lucas takes the first pitch strike, 0-1. Lucas is 1 for 4 today. That one hit brought in 2 runs. And in fact, it was the last 2 runs scored by Greenbrier. And lays that pitch off from Forbes, 1-1. One pitch, and Lucas drills that one out to right. Back goes Brown, and that ball falls in front of the fence. Max Lucas will pull into second. Just missed nearly getting all of that one. As he stands on second base, his second hit in his last 2 ABs. And it'll bring up Luke Waters. Knights looking for some insurance runs here. Waters is 2 for 4 today. He's singled and doubled, and the breaking ball is inside. 1-0. And Waters takes a 1-0 fastball for a strike to even up the count. One from Forbes. And that one's rolled to third. Gilisano, another play for him as he throws across the diamond for the second out. So Alex Gilisano continues to be a magnet over at third base today. He wasn't even supposed to start there today. Him and Alex Kowalski, the other Alex, ended up flip-flopping positions right before game time. That'll bring up Warren Bailey with Max Lucas still on second with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Greenbrier